Be thankful for that. But I'm kind of glad Lamont let shut everybody up. Everybody ate crow. You know what I'm saying? It's some of them just didn't know. Just didn't know Lamont, but a lot of them know it. But a lot of these Cavs fans don't know boxing. Criticize them.
I ain't gonna really think about that yet because I'm waiting after he finishes his fight with Roach. Roach is not just your average everyday opponent. Roach is a person who knows Tank, who's been around Tank his whole life. This is a different fight. You can't put Roach to the side like that. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying that he's gonna win the fight. I don't know that, but Roach cannot be this underrated like that. You understand? You gotta understand that Roach came from basically.
The rematch press conference between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach quickly turned intense, and not because of the fighters. It was the trainers who lit the first spark. Calvin Ford, Davis's longtime coach, wasted no time throwing verbal punches. He accused Roach of waking up a dangerous version of Tank and now being scared of the consequences. Ford stared directly at Roach Sr. and warned, "You poke the bear. Now you're scared of what's coming. You don't want to face that beast again."
The hardest punch I ever faced? No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Okendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit.
Lamont Roach SR had heard enough. He wasn't going to sit back and stay quiet. The moment the accusation hit, he snapped, firing back at Davis's camp and accusing them of stalling. Tank didn't want the rematch. You all know it, he said sharply. We signed the contract immediately. It was your side that sat on it, hoping this would all die down. His voice oozed sarcasm as he added, "And now you're here trying to act tough? Please, act." The tension in the room was thick, and it didn't fade even after the microphones were turned off. Now, with the rematch officially set for August 16th in Las Vegas, all the hostility from both sides is heading straight into the ring. No one wants a repeat of what happened on March 1st.
Rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta.
That first fight left fans and analysts frustrated. It ended in a majority draw, with Gervonta Davis barely holding on to his WBA lightweight title. In round 9, something bizarre happened. Davis took a knee, but not from a punch, he claimed. Grease from his braids had gotten in his eyes, burning them so badly he couldn't see. The officials didn't count it as a knockdown, a ruling that turned out to be critical. With no clear winner, the judges called it even, and Davis walked away with his belt, but not with a win.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July.
Now that the rematch is official, Davis is showing signs of change. A recent photo caught fans' attention for one big reason: no braids. The hairstyle that sparked controversy in the first fight is gone. That small change made a big wave on social media. One fan commented, "Shortcut Tank is back. Roach's sleep schedule is in danger." Another posted, "No braids means focus, Tank. Roach is in trouble." Among Davis's fans, there's a growing belief that the version of Tank they're about to see will be sharper, meaner, and ready for destruction. But Lamont Roach hasn't stayed silent either. He didn't treat the draw as a victory. Since the final bell rang on March 1st, he's been vocal, pushing hard for a rematch. Roach even took to social media, saying his team had signed the contract weeks ago, and we're just waiting on Davis to step up. Now that Tank is back at the negotiating table, The boxing world is buzzing louder than ever. Big names are weighing in like Terrence Crawford, ring champs with a K, and Barack Crawford shared his blunt take. I think we'll see a better Tank. But I don't think Roach can do better than what he already showed.
Throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times, the actual fight itself wasn't that crazy. The crazy thing is what you've never seen before, the knee. But as far as a boxing match, it was, if you look at the copy box, they didn't throw a lot of punches. It wasn't like, it wasn't really a great.
Crawford didn't stop there. He broke down what he thought was Davis's biggest flaw in the first fight: hesitation. Tank was only throwing 1 or 2 punches at a time. He's got to let his hands go, Crawford said. That's a major shift in approach. If Tank held back and still earned a draw, turning up the aggression could tip the rematch heavily in his favor. But not everyone agrees with Crawford. Clarissa Shields, another champion, thinks Roach has room to grow, speaking to Fight Hub TV. She said Davis is still dealing with outside pressure and it's weighing on his in-ring performance. Tank's got fear in him, she said. Anger can help in a fight, but not when you're losing control.
Which version he shows up with, and no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespectful to Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third? So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Take's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like.
Her concerns aren't just guesswork. Davis dropping to one knee mid-fight and blaming it on hair grease. That's not normal. Shields sees it as a sign of deeper instability. And in boxing, instability can be fatal to a fighter's edge. There's Shocker Stevenson, a possible next opponent for whoever wins. He doesn't see the rematch as an automatic Tank comeback. In fact, Stevenson believes this second fight might be even tougher for Davis than the first.
Because I think that the next fight is going to be a whole lot better. And I think the next fight is going to end with somebody being on the canvas, in my opinion. But I think that Lamont Roach, I want to give a shout out to Lamont Roach for, putting up such a, amazing performance. We've never seen anyone stand there toe-to-toe with Gervonta Davis.
Lamont Roach has been waiting for this his entire life, Stevenson said. Even talked about sparring with Roach and how seriously Roach is taking this challenge. I bet money that the first fight would go the distance, a new Tank wouldn't. Get a decision, he added. For Stevenson, this isn't just another fight. It's a proving ground for Davis. He has to be better than his best. This fight isn't about being your old self, Stevenson said. Tank needs to be more than that. He needs to go beyond what he's ever been before.
Think one coming up with
I
Tank
hope he don't fight Lamont, actually. Like, I hope he don't get in the ring with him again. Because at the end of the day, if he lose, it's just going to look bad on the fight with me. So it's going to look like somebody else already did it. I want
You want Tank to knock you out, yo. I ain't say like, yo, I want to fight Tank, and that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
look, that sound good. That sound real good, but she's too little.
Too little.
I promise you.
And that's where the stakes get heavier. This isn't just about holding a title, it's about everything else that comes with it. Pride, credibility, and legacy. The press conference may have looked like classic pre-fight hype, but there's real emotion behind it. Calvin Ford's warning wasn't scripted. Both teams genuinely believe they've got something to prove. Davis's camp thinks Roach got lucky. Roach's camp thinks Davis didn't even want to be in the ring. The slow contract process, the barbs, and even the change in Davis's look all feed into a larger story. This isn't just a fight. It's a battle of mental toughness and unfinished business.
Different animal than people even begin to realize in the boxing world, man. He's on a level of his own, in my opinion. I think this is even going to be close.
All right, Mike, what do you think about that?
I think it was needed, but on the opposite way, though, I think it's more so for Roach, in my opinion. That he proved his point. Honestly, Tank met his match, in my opinion. And Roach honestly should have won that fight. Like, that's my personal opinion. He really should have won. It shouldn't have been no draw or whatever.
With the rematch now official and Davis visibly switching gears, Expectations are through the roof. Roach walks into this fight with the confidence of a man who feels robbed of a legacy-defining moment. And Davis is feeling the heat from every angle, fans, media, and other fighters. Everyone's got an opinion, and no one's holding back. From legends to newcomers, the rematch has become the centerpiece of the boxing world. It's the fight everyone's watching.
Now, he's trying to please the fans possibly and take this fight versus Lamont Roach in a rematch. You know, is it even worth it to please the fans who are going to love you 1 minute, hate you the next? They're going to love him this minute, they're going to hate him next minute. Oh, I don't like it. He can fight Lamont Roach, and they're going to say, well, he's supposed to knock Lamont out if he does win. You know, or if he loses to Lamont, they're going to say, oh, we knew Lamont was better. It's just always is a never-ending story in regards to boxing. You can't just please the people.
This fight isn't just about Tank reclaiming dominance or Roach proving he belongs. It's about the entire division. It's setting the stage for what's coming next. Promoter Eddie Hearn summed it up best in 4 words. It won't be easy. And when Hearn, a man known for big predictions, speaks with that kind of restraint, it means something. He knows the pressure is real, and so are the risks.
He lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But 2, people criticised the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So, yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter. It won't be easy.
Hearn's tone in his Fight Hub TV interview hinted at something deeper. This isn't just a popular rematch, it's one tangled with tension, doubt, and pressure. Davis isn't just facing Roach. He's facing public expectation, critics, and maybe even his own self-doubt. This isn't about winning anymore. It's about surviving at the top. Asterisk.
That, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed. He kind of rolled with it, but after that, you can see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you can see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you can see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you say you don't think he willing though.
Yeah, whatever. See,
boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. brought in another angle. He believes Roach could shock the world again, but still sees Tank winning. That might sound contradictory, but to Jones, it just shows how close this matchup really is. He expects Roach to come prepared, hungry, and sharp. But this time, he thinks Davis's mindset will be the difference. If he's focused, it's game over, Jones said. But he didn't sugarcoat it. Roach isn't a fluke. A Tank has to show up or risk being outclassed again.
Now it's your time to go out there and just go ahead and do what you got to do with Lamont. Go do what you got to do. Man, knock him out, man. Go in there and be aggressive, man. Man, quit with your... I get you trying to read opponents, man, but, man, give it your all and just go crazy, man. Just go crazy. Switch up the game plan on that one because he know what you're trying to do. Switch it up. Switch it up. So, as far as retirement, Tank has already proved himself. He's already made the money he needed.
Joe Rogan, never one to hold back, delivered one of the bluntest takes yet. Roach won that fight, he said on his podcast, cutting through all the noise. Rogan didn't see the draw as controversial. He saw it as overly generous to Davis. His commentary went beyond the ring. Rogan talked about how great fighters eventually hit a wall and suggested that maybe Tank is nearing his. For Davis, this isn't just about proving he can win, it's about proving he hasn't already begun to fade.
Gervonta had a bad night. I look for a tough fight in the next fight, but I still see Gervonta winning. I think Gervonta will win in a little easier this time. But Roach is a heck of a fighter. He's going to give everybody a hard, anybody that fights is going to give a hard time. But I do think that Davis had an off night.
I spoke to Eddie Hearn and he said he wanted to make the Shakur Tank fight straight away. Obviously now Tank's going into the rematch. That won't happen yet, but when it does happen, Eddie's still adamant that could happen this year or straight after the Roach.